Peace and love, family, and welcome to day one of Alchemizing Your Grief Challenge. If you have made it this far, yes, I said it, if you've made it this far, give yourself a pat on the back, okay? Go to the mirror and tell yourself that I love you. Simply because what you're doing right now is an act of self love. You choosing power over pain, you choosing happiness over grief is a choice and an act of self-love. So give yourself a hug. Tell yourself that you love yourself and do that every morning when you wake up so you can make that commitment to be here every single day during this 7-day challenge. Let's get started. So as a wellness practitioner, you know I got to give you guys a sauce as it pertains to the supplements that we should be taking right now. As we grieve, as we go through those motions of sadness, maybe even depression, resentment, guilt, it leaches energy from the body. It's hard on our nervous system. It causes acidity in the cells. It weakens our immunity. So taking certain supplements is very beneficial during this time. So the first one I want to talk to you guys about is B complex. I'm not going to get too into it, but take some B complex, 100 milligrams. It's going to help with energy. Take an adaptogen, whether that be GABA, whether that be L-theanine. There's a lemon balm, there's butterfly pea flower, there's holy basil, there's ashwagandha, there's my cooling calm tea. Whatever works for you, whatever's in your budget, you want to start taking some adaptogens that is going to help calm and strengthen your nervous system. This is very important, okay? You can also take something for mood balance. For this, I definitely would suggest you consult your local practitioner. Because it is not for everybody. And if you are taking medication, there could be some contraindications. So the first one is St. John's wort. You can get into some albizia flowers. You can get into some 5-HTP. Okay, those are some natural mood balancing supplements. Okay, and that's just going to help you feel a little bit more joyous, kind of help you excrete a little bit more serotonin in your body so you can start to feel that happy hormone and come back to yourself. Okay, so let us get into the nitty gritty of day one. So as it pertains to grief, okay, I know that it is very easy to kind of plunge yourself into that dark space, whether a memory, a song, someone says something, an experience that you have that may trigger you thinking about that loved one and, just feeling sad again. I feel like there's this collective thought where the more we grieve, the more we let people see that we're sad, is the more we show the world how much we've loved this person and the impact that their passing has had in our lives. Not to say that that is not true for a lot of people, but I think that this collective idea or thought takes away from our opportunity to experience happiness again. It takes away from our ability to be joyous, and to kind of get back into the groove of life. There's almost this unconscious feeling of guilt if we continue on with our day, continue on with our lives without letting the world know or even ourselves know that there's still a part of us that's hurting. And I don't say these things to dismiss how you feel or to tell you that you're not allowed to feel this way. As we go into the challenge, I will be talking about the waves of emotions and the importance of allowing these waves of emotions. But I say all this to say that this program, this challenge is all about you challenging yourself to think and see this transition of your loved one differently. So there are many accounts of NDEs or near-death experiences where people are clinically dead and they talk about their experience of the afterlife and things that they do experience. And in essence, they're not gone. Their spirit has drifted into another realm. Sometimes they're told that, they're not ready. They still have more work to do on this earth, and their spirit comes back into their body and they're not clinically dead anymore. We have the Egyptian Book of the Dead that talks about the afterlife. Same thing with the Tibetan Book of the Dead. Same thing with some parts of the Upanishads in Hinduism. There are so many accounts, even reincarnation. You know what I mean? Reincarnation is us admitting to the fact that after our body, the shell expires, that we can come back or reincarnate in another world with the same soul. Okay, all of this goes back to there being no such thing as death. When we leave this earth, it is an opportunity for our spirits to awaken from this dream and for us to travel into new realms, okay, of existence, going back to our original form, which is spirit. So we all know this, right? People are always saying, oh, you know, it's okay. They're with you in spirit. They're watching over you. Oh, they're your guardian angel now. You know, we all know that. We've all heard that. But how many of us really take that in and sit with it and allow it to become our truth? And that's where the challenge for today comes in. I challenge you, for every time you think of your loved one, for every time you hear that song that reminds you of them, for every time you see their picture, for every time you hear a conversation that reminds you, or the thought of them just comes into your mind and you're ready to, get back into your dark place. I challenge you to think of that as your loved one telling you that they are present, that they support you, that they love you, and they are allowing you to live a life of happiness and joy. I challenge you to take those moments of sadness, even if it causes tears, okay? To allow the cleansing process, but to also leave room for that joy, for that happiness. You're going to put your hand on your heart and say thank you. You're going to quietly acknowledge your loved one. You're going to smile. You're going to laugh. And you're going to think about what you can do today to make your day that much more brighter, that much more joyous, that much more happy. So, the word that I want you guys to carry with you today is I acknowledge your spirit that lives on and empowers me in my day-to-day life. All right, family, I will see you tomorrow for day 2 of the Alchemizing Your Grief Challenge. Peace and love.